Today, we're digging deep into the sands of time, literally, to uncover the story of a pharaoh you've probably never even heard of. His name is Sekhemkhet, and his story is all about massive ambition and an even bigger mystery. I mean, seriously, what if I told you that a pharaoh builds a massive pyramid and then just vanishes before anyone really knew his story? It sounds like something straight out of a movie, right? But this is a real head-scratcher from history. A king who aimed for the stars, but ended up completely buried by sand and time.
Okay, so to really get Sekhemkhet, you gotta understand the world he lived in. We're talking about ancient Egypt's third dynasty. This was a huge deal. His predecessor, the legendary King Djoser, had just done something incredible. He built the very first pyramid. This wasn't just a tomb, it was a statement. It was Djoser telling the world, I'm not just a king, I'm a god. And he carved that message in stone for all time. See, back then, pharaohs weren't just presidents or kings. People saw them as actual living gods walking on earth. So imagine the pressure. You had to prove it. And how did you do that? You built something massive. These pyramids, they were like cosmic launch pads, resurrection machines designed to shoot the pharaoh's soul straight into the afterlife with the gods. And that's exactly the game Sekhemkhet was playing. So, when Sekhemkhet took the throne, he wasn't just handed a crown. He was handed a challenge. It's like he looked over at Djoser's incredible pyramid at Saqqara and thought, that's cool, but I can do better. His plan wasn't just to build another pyramid, it was to build a bigger, more impressive monument that would blow Djoser's out of the water. And you can really see that ambition right here. Djoser's pyramid, it's about 62 meters high, already a huge achievement. But Sekhemkhet, he was planning for 70 meters. Not only taller, but with a bigger base and way more complex stuff going on underground. He was shooting for the moon, trying to create the next great wonder of the world. Instead, it became known as the Lost Pyramid. And at first, everything was going great. The project kicked off with a ton of energy. You had workers quarrying stone, digging out these huge underground chambers. Things were moving. But then, something weird happened. When the pyramid was only a few meters tall, everything just stopped. I mean, tools down, everybody goes home. The whole massive project was just abandoned. Just silence. Imagine that. This huge, bustling construction site goes completely quiet. And for almost 5,000 years, the only thing you'd hear around this pharaoh's unfinished dream was the wind blowing across the sand. Okay, now let's fast forward, like a lot. For thousands of years, this unfinished pyramid was so, well, unfinished, that people thought it was just a hill, a natural part of the desert. But deep down, buried under all that sand, a secret was just waiting to be found. And that brings us to 1954. An Egyptian archaeologist named Zakaria Goneim, after years of incredibly hard work, finally found it. He uncovered the wall and the entrance to whatever was buried underneath. You can just feel the excitement, can't you? The anticipation in the air must have been electric. So picture this, you're on his team. You go down into these dark, underground rooms that no one has entered for millennia. And there it is, a stunning sarcophagus made of alabaster. And get this, the door is still sealed. You can see the original plaster. It has never been opened. This is what every archaeologist dreams of. It's the Holy Grail, a chance to see a royal burial completely untouched. I mean, this was a huge, huge deal. Every other pharaoh's tomb ever found had been broken into by ancient looters. But this one, it was perfect, intact. The whole world was watching. What was inside? Treasures? The pharaoh's mummy? The answers to this whole mystery? Empty. Absolutely, totally empty. Can you believe it? All that excitement, all that hope of finding this lost pharaoh, gone in a second. And just like that, one mystery was replaced by an even bigger one. What happened here? Okay, so let's recap the puzzle because it's a doozy. We have an unfinished pyramid, and inside a sarcophagus that was sealed tight but had nothing in it. So the big question is, what in the world happened to King Sekhemkhet? Let's dive into some of the theories that experts have been debating for decades. All right, so what are the leading ideas here? Well, the most popular one is that Sekhemkhet just died really suddenly. Maybe he only reigned for 6 or 7 years. That would totally explain why the pyramid building stopped, right? But it doesn't explain the empty box. Why seal it if there's no one inside? Was this whole thing a fake tomb, a decoy? Was he actually buried in a secret spot somewhere else? Or maybe they sealed it for symbolic reasons. Honestly, we just don't know for sure. It's like his real story was just erased. And that's the real kicker, the biggest irony of it all. Here's a king who had all the power and wealth in the world. He started building this epic monument to make sure his name would be remembered forever, and instead, his legacy is an unfinished project. It's like he left behind a ghost story written in stone. Which kind of makes you wonder, right? Is a legacy really about what you finish, or is it sometimes about the mysteries you leave behind? Because in a weird way, by not finishing his pyramid, Sekhemkhet might have achieved a different kind of immortality. He became one of history's great cold cases. And here we are, thousands of years later, still talking about him, still trying to solve the puzzle he left for us.